So the countdown to this year's World Cup is well and truly on as 32 nations combine to create the greatest sporting spectacular on the bloody planet. But in this video, I'm going to try and answer you one simple question. Can Saudi Arabia win this year's World Cup? That's right, folks, back once again with another World Cup summary video. That's right, where we're going to try and answer one simple question. Can this nation actually go out and win the World Cup out in Qatar? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things World Cup related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football itself related. We got it all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, the countdown is well and truly on, with the tournament set to kick off in November 2022, of course. But what's going to happen this coming World Cup? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. And if you are interested in helping out the channel in another way, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Patreon. Of course, there's a Discord in there. So get in amongst it and let's get chatting. Over in Group C we go now. And of course, we're going to take a look at Saudi Arabia. That's right, of course. So the Saudi Arabians, of course, qualified as AFC third round Group B winners, of course. And I'll elaborate on that, of course, down on the graphics here. Now, this was, of course, the second round of the qualifying phase, where they beat the likes of Yemen, Singapore, Palestine, Uzbekistan, of course, to go through without a defeat. Now, remember that emphasis there, without a defeat. The Saudi Arabians, of course, qualified through that phase, pretty much faultless, blameless. On the 24th of March 2022, they secured the deal, of course, finishing as winners of Group B, which we'll bring up on the screen in a second. This is the sixth tournament as a whole. Of course, the last was back in Russia 2018. It's the second in a row, of course, but the best ever, of course, finishing in the round of 16 in 1994, of course, in the United States World Cup. Of course, this is, of course, the third round of qualifying. The graphic is on the screen now, and a very, very difficult group. They were, of course, paired up alongside 5 other nations, including Vietnam, China, Oman, Australia, of course, power nation, of course, Japan, and, of course, Saudi Arabia. But on the end of the day, Saudi Arabia and Japan were just too good. Very, very good. Difference in of course, quality, and of course came through as group winners with just one defeat. So one defeat throughout the whole campaign. They are a difficult team to break down, and again, that's when you're prone to winning, or of course find winning very, very easy, you're going to find it very, very difficult when, of course, you're playing up against bigger, better nations, of course. So losing becomes difficult. You can't, and maybe even difficult to take, maybe difficult to understand, maybe difficult to comprehend. So it could go either way. Could go either way for Saudi Arabia. They could prove to be difficult to break down, and of course find and become draw specialists in this year's World Cup. We'll have to see about that. Hervé Renard is the manager, of course, with the responsibility to do the unthinkable and get Saudi Arabia out of this group. It's a difficult group. VIP Salam Al Dawasi, of course, can he be the difference maker for Saudi Arabia this coming World Cup out in Qatar? So one key factor for this, of course, is the terrain, is the climate. Of course, you could probably compare the nation's geographical features. I know that sounds boring, but the geographical features, the climate, and of course just the culture, really, for Qatar to be very, very compatible or comparable to that of Saudi Arabia. So that is one major plus for Saudi Arabia when you look at the state of this group. This group is difficult, especially. It's difficult none the same. Of course, it's difficult to predict the two nations that will come out of this group, but it's even more difficult when you look at Saudi Arabia being paired up against 3 nations such as Argentina, Poland, and Mexico. Of course, so they're difficult. It's a difficult group to get out of, none the same. But for me, Saudi Arabia's key match in that group is their second match is up against Poland. They're not expected to get anything out of Argentina. I think Argentina are expected to come and put a benchmark down. That, for them, is what they've got to avoid. They've got to avoid losing big against Argentina. If they can pick up a point against them and nick it, then guess what? The belief and the confidence will suddenly emerge for Saudi Arabia to get out of this group. But of course, as a football fan from around the world, and I'm sure a lot of pundits are expecting a one-sided game in that one, Argentina will probably put 2 or 3 past them. But to keep that scoreline low is what I think Saudi Arabia will want to achieve it. If they can come out with a 1-0 loss against Argentina, they will feel confident about picking up some points against Mexico and Poland. Realistically, I think the target for every nation should be 4 points on this one. So that's a free hit for Saudi Arabia, a free hit against Argentina. If they can get 1 point or more, then guess what? They've got themselves a bit of a bonus, an unexpected Brucey bonus there. So that's why I'm saying the second game against Poland is monumental for their future and, of course, their journey in this year's World Cup. Again, the climate, the terrain, the conditions, the weather will be major advantage for that. And again, the locality of where Qatar is geographically on the map. I do anticipate more Saudi Arabians to be in the attendance than Polish. Of course, that's what I'm expecting this coming World Cup in November. I think a lot of the that will be a major factor as well, alongside the climate. So that could work in the favour. I do anticipate some shocks and surprises, not only in the World Cup but this group as a whole. I think there's going to be a couple of little curveballs which will change the face of this group unexpectedly or unplanned as well. So that's why I'm saying the Poland game is absolutely key for Saudi Arabia's success. To qualify out of this group 5-1, they of course are underdogs by a long skirt. But let's remember from the tournaments gone past. I remember Germany last time around in Russia was shit. They were garbage. Of course, could Argentina be absolute dog shit this time around? We'll have to wait and see. Some nations will come unprepared. Some will not do their homework. Some will not be, of course, ready for the climate, the conditions, and everything like that. Some will not, or forget. They'll forget the keys to the car. They'll do something stupid, and of course, will cause some problems. Can Saudi Arabia take full advantage of that against one of these 3 nations if they come unprepared? So to win the thing, 750-1. I think they are either the underdogs, the grand scheme underdogs, or well, at least one of the top 2 or 3. But Linda, I think I'm ready for you to ask me the question.
Can they win the World Cup?
No. I'm going to be pure and simple about that. No, they cannot. And of course,
will they win the World Cup?
No. So that's 2 no's from me. That's 2 no's from me. Really, the climate is going to be the biggest advantage for Saudi Arabia. Of course, the locality as well. But realistically, they're up against some really good teams. Argentina haven't lost in a long time. And of course, they're coming into this as South American champions. They're up against Poland, of course, one of the best players on the planet, Lewandowski. They're up against the Mexico side, who are hard to break down. Unfortunately, it's going to be a group stage exit for Saudi Arabia, which of course is a commonplace for them. But the fact that they are there, and the fact that they're competing, and the fact that they're going to be Qatar 2022 is a celebration none the same. And again, I do anticipate some surprises along the way, and I think they can pick up some points against Argentina, Poland, or even Mexico. But I don't think that the amount of points that they'll pick off will be enough for them to go through. So for me, group stage exit for Saudi Arabia. So there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. A short, sharp take on this nation's chances out in Qatar 2022. What do you expect this country will do in this year's tournament? Do you think they'll get out of the group stages, or do you think they'll go deep into the competition itself? Let me know your opinion down below. And of course, we'll look forward to non-stop coverage right here at Blackburn Overseas. We're going to have, of course, predictions, previews, reviews, reactions, and of course, reactions from real fans themselves, of course. So that's all to look forward to this year out in Qatar 2022. So make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, and smash the little bell, boys and girls, as we look forward to a fantastic winter or at least late 2022 of world football. Let me know your thoughts and opinions again about this nation and of course the tournament itself in the comment section. But until then, guys and girls, I'll see you soon for the next one.